in order for me to be a perpetual seed in the earth. He will make sure that I will have offspring and a continuance of his name, either through my own children, either through the word of God, or either through me just being a witness by using my gifts and talents. Can you say that? I am the seed of God. I am the offspring of God. I continue what it is he started. I do it through my children, or through the word, or through my witness. I am the seed of God. I am his representative. Therefore, I must have power. I must have power. I must have power. Why? Because God is all powerful, and if I'm his representative, then I must have power. I must have presence. If I'm to say that I am God, I know God, I am his child, I represent him, then I must have presence. That means when I pray, there should be a sense of presence. When you walk amongst all of the heathens on your job, there should be presence. In other words, whenever you are, God is saying, because I cannot be there in body, and because according to my law, I gave you the earth, then I must have presence through you. And because you represent God, and we don't know God to ever be in lack, we don't know God to ever be hungry, we don't know God to ever sit around and say, what I'm going to do? I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nobody to love me. I ain't got no house. I ain't got no car. If I represent God, then I must represent his power. I must represent his presence. And I must represent that God is a good father, that he provides provision for me. Messenger, how can you say that in the days of the economy? How can you say that with money being withdrawn out of the earth? How can you say that with all of the global cares? I ain't gone missing a meal yet. And what we have to understand is, though we're hearing it globally, you need to sit down and look at your own refrigerator, look at your own table and say, the truth of the matter is, nations are going without, people are going without. I have not skipped a meal with all that's going on in the earth. And from the looks of some of y'all's belly, you haven't missed a meal either. I'm talking about people, just when you think you're broke, you will go into the couch and find some provision. You'll go into that old winter coat and find some provision. You'll look in the mail and God will provide some provision. You'll go get that old purse and realize that you squirreled away a couple bucks. Why? Because God perpetually will make sure that you have provision. Doesn't mean that you're always going to have it when you want it or like you want it, but he's going to make sure that the righteous do not go without. You can only be jobless but for so long. You can only be in lack but for so long. Even when the IRS tries to mess with you, God will make sure that you have provision, because ultimately you are him in the earth. And he doesn't want you begging. He doesn't want you hungry. He said, listen, don't even give any thought of what you're going to eat or drink. You just stick with me. When you don't have eat or drink, I'll give you a revelation. When you don't have eat or drink, I'll give you a thought. When you don't have eat or drink, I'll give you somebody to contact. But the truth of the matter is, the closer you are to God, the more provision he's going to make sure you have. The closer you are to God, the more presence he's going to make sure you have. And the closer you are to God, the more power. Don't let people hate on your relationship. Let them call you deep all they want. You're going to church again? I absolutely am. Because there I will be able to get power, I'll be able to get presence, and I'll be able to get provision. I'm not sitting in church to make friends. I'm here because this is the house of the Lord. I tithe so that there may be meat in his house, so that when I come to get presence, power, and provision.